Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar, NVT Phybridge, Strategies Proven to Accelerate Your IP Business Guaranteed. Today we have with us John Crochet, founder of NVT Phybridge. NVT Phybridge was the first company in the world to invent a power over Ethernet switch that delivers Ethernet and PoE over a single pair of wire with 4 times the reach of traditional switches. Today, they are the leaders in long-reach PoE solutions designed to help the security industry take their customer to IP. John's going to introduce a special program designed to help PSA members grow their IP business with a compelling customer-centric differentiator. Integrators like you introduce modern LAN innovations to win over big customers, including the White House, NASA, the United States Department of State, leading hospitality brands, educational institutions, and Fortune 500 companies. Today's webinar will cover how to protect your customer base as they modernize to an IP platform, how to help your team accelerate and increase revenues, collapse cycles, sales and deployment, and eliminate competitive pressures and network complexities. Additionally, John will discuss how to differentiate yourself with customers and prospects by leveraging modern LAN principles and innovations proven to simplify IP migrations, and how the ACE Partner Program is designed to give you a 20% price advantage over your competition, helping you protect the deal and improve your margin potential. My name is Julie Rolls, and I am the training manager with PSA. I will be moderating today's call. I have just a few quick housekeeping items before I hand it over to John. First, if you've not already done so, please mute yourself. Secondly, if you happen to have any questions throughout the course of this presentation, please type them into the chat panel, and we'll have time for Q&A at the end of this presentation. I will also be monitoring the chat panel if you should run into technical difficulties, and I'll do my best to get you back up and running. With that, I'm going to hand it over to John. John?
Thanks, Julie. I'm excited to be here, and thank you for this opportunity to share the story with your membership. As a partner or vendor partner, we recognize that not only do we have to bring good solutions to the market, we also have to have programs to help our partner community succeed as they look to take their customers to IP. So I'm excited to share this with everyone. So today we're going to talk a bit about NVT Phybridge. We'll discuss strategies that have proven to accelerate IP revenues, collapse cycles, and eliminate barriers as you look to take your customer base to the future of IP. Understand the importance of building an end-to-end offering that will resonate with end users, and then talk about the ACE branch program, again, designed to give you a competitive advantage. So a little bit about NVT Phybridge. Many of you are aware of NVT. What happened is about 2 years ago, NVT and Phybridge joined forces as the physical security business is moving to IP, and our history as Phybridge is we were that first company to invent a PoE switch that delivered Ethernet and PoE over a single pair of wire with 1,200-foot reach. And it was initially designed for businesses migrating to IP telephony and the ability to leverage the existing voice infrastructure to deploy an IP phone. Of course, what we come to recognize is that IP voice is the most latency-sensitive application of any application on the network. And of course, having expertise in addressing that type of sensitive connectivity really has helped us become leaders in what we do as it relates to long-reach PoE. Again, we were recognized as an innovator and a cool vendor by Gartner. We were also have partnered with many of the leading physical security as well as communication brands in the world. We are a privately held company. The industry has recognized many of our innovations that we've brought to the market. Again, our technology is proven in the marketplace. Again, we have many customers that have used our technology, many of the leading Fortune 500 companies, as well as the White House, who leveraged our single pair solution to modernize to IP telephony, and NASA, the State Department, and many governments and businesses around the world have used our technology, which I think is important for partners when selecting a vendor. Again, that vendor has a war chest of customers that have leveraged the technologies to help them with their IP modernization. Most important to us as a company is this major milestone which we recently achieved, where collectively our customers have saved in excess of $100 million in infrastructure cost. But for our partners, it also allowed them to eliminate the barriers for customers, allowed them to increase their revenues and margins, because to the extent we create financial savings on infrastructure, that means, and eliminate barriers, that means that partners were able to help the customers modernize to IP. So for every dollar of infrastructure investment a customer makes, there's another $5 to $10 of IP enabling technology that the customer invests in. So our partners are able to accelerate their revenues and collapse sales cycles as well, because of the simplicity of the innovations we bring, and protects revenue and margins. And given the strategy and the solution and the approach that we are able to take to market, our partners also have a competitive advantage. So to talk about some of the barriers in which we eliminate in the whole process of modernizing to an IP-based platform, a business typically has multiple networks prior to that modernization. They have what I call the profit and loss network, and that is the primary network that is driving the profitability of the business. And that is made up of a series of PoE switches that support the data devices that enable the endpoints to be deployed. And that network really is there to drive profitability. The two other networks that are shown here are the physical security network, and that is a network that is there to protect the business and protect its people, as well as a communication network or telephony network on the left-hand side there. Now, what you have is you realize that as customers want to modernize to IP, then they have a choice as to how to connect those endpoints back to the application. The traditional approach is to take those endpoints and layer them on the same switch fabric in which is supporting the core business. Typically, that would require a rip and replace of infrastructure. That includes costs, cabling, IDF closet, disruption, as well as scheduling, staffing consideration as to whether they have the expertise to support the requirement, as well as some network pressures, given the kind of application that's being added to the network, whether their network can support this new application as well as supporting their core business practice. But for our partners, what that means is project complexity, time to revenue delays, margin erosion, as well as competitive pressures and end user risk. Again, what we're seeing in the industry is we're seeing a marriage of integrators looking to capitalize on this move to the Internet of Things by expanding their business and looking to provide other services. We see a lot of the communication resellers that we deal with looking at physical security as one of the big growth markets for them. So again, this whole process of modernizing to IP has created a lot of new competition as well as challenges in the marketplace. So what's really important for us to consider as we look to really succeed in the IP model going forward is that understanding that historically, end-to-end control came from basically the endpoint being connected to the application and ensuring the effective delivery of that solution within the customer environment. And that provided that end-to-end control that our partner community had as they looked to service their customer needs. But in the world to IP, that's changed. End-to-end control can only happen if you have a strategy around local area network. And it was interesting, a survey that we conducted last year, where we asked many of the security resellers and partners whether they had a strategy around PoE and local area network requirements. And 98% of them said they don't have a defined strategy. They tend to look at what the customer wants to support that requirement. So that really defined for us an opportunity for us to become that strategic partner around the local area network requirements. And we understood that we cannot be a me too solution. Me too, you need to rip and replace infrastructure and take risk to go and modernize to an IP security platform. We needed to come out with a differentiator for our partners. So really our positioning is to help partners go to their customers and say, we can establish a local area network platform that's going to allow you to save money, eliminate risk and disruption, simplify your PoE requirements, and build a robust platform for today and into the future as you look to move to IP. And that's what we're able to do. And how we do it is through the innovation. You see, when you look at typical Ethernet switches and what has happened over the 20 years since their existence is that the innovation that you primarily saw was in the area of adding power and greater bandwidth capabilities. But what you didn't see any innovations until we started to come up with some of these innovations was the cable type. So you had distance limitations of 100 meters or 328 feet and a multi-pair cable requirement, which then as a result of those limitations made customers have to go through all of that rip and replace as they look to modernize to IP. However, the innovations that we came out with is we call them the Chariot series of switches. These are long-reach PoE solutions that leverage coax, multi-pair, or single-pair UTP to IP enable that new or existing infrastructure and deliver a robust platform for their IP modernization strategy. So when you look at traditional switches, again, many of our partners have the challenges of many of the endpoints they're deploying are not within the 300-foot limitations of standard switches, resulting in a lot of complexity around IDF closet requirements to deploy endpoints and connect those endpoints to applications. So what we have is our single pair family called Polar, Power over Long Reach Ethernet solution. This solution delivers PoE over a single pair with over 4 times the reach of traditional switches. And our customers have used it primarily for IP telephony, but they've also used it for access control, speakers, Wi-Fi access points, as well as IP cameras. Because again, it's 10 megs full duplex dedicated per endpoint, which, as you know, is more than enough bandwidth for many of the security endpoints you're looking to deploy. We recently added our high power solution, which is our Flex Switch family, which basically delivers 100 megabits full duplex to 2,000 feet with PoE++ or 50 watts of power being delivered to that endpoint, as well as our Clear family of products, which delivers 100 meg symmetrical and PoE+ over coax with over 2,000 foot reach. And again, many of the customers who have analog or legacy CCTV cameras typically would have a coax infrastructure supporting those endpoints. And now we are able to transform that coax infrastructure into an IP backbone. To give you an example of some recent successes is we have Il Cortes Inglés, a large retailer in Spain, who's doing deploying 35,000 cameras within all their facilities, all their retail stores. There are 8,000 cameras into the migration using our Clear family of product. Elated in the experience, the amount of financial savings and complexity avoided was tremendous for the customer. So it's again a solution that makes a lot of sense for customers as well as prospects that you might be going after, looking to modernize their IP platforms. So that is our Chariot switches, which is different. So to show you how it fits within a business environment, we're back to that cross section of the business where you can see the profit and loss network, but you also see the cameras, and those IP cameras are now supported by that existing coax infrastructure where our long reach capabilities, and because of the typical point-to-point topology of that security backbone, we are able to consolidate all the Clear switches in that same MDF main closet, connected to the security application, and allow the physical security team to have the independence to go and deploy a complete IP platform without any disruption, risk, or concerns to the IT team and the impact on the business as they look to layer these endpoints onto their network. But if the IT team wants access to those endpoints, they can create with a single cable connected to their core network, yet create policies and firewalls to ensure that the security team cannot gain access to sensitive information, yet could still manage the physical security application from an IP perspective without compromising the business. Now, this is an important consideration as we hear more and more about cybersecurity and all the risks that you're hearing. Is we believe the best way to deal with cybersecurity is to physically separate those endpoints that are not core to the business, and be able to create that physical separation and control the convergence such that you simplify the network, but you also create a highly secure platform. Now, when it comes to the solutions we have, we're the only company in the world that has managed switches that are either coax, multi-pair, or single-pair solutions, combined with unmanaged switches, which are 8 to 10 port solutions for the plug-and-play scenarios, as well as single pair extender solutions, where if a customer is committed to a standard PoE switch offering, but wants to leverage coax or multi-pair or deliver long runs, you're able to have a single port extender solution that allows that customer to leverage that infrastructure or deploy that long run requirement. But our platform is common amongst all of our solutions. So you'll have the same user experience, the same quality of solution, and the same capabilities across the board. So as a company, what's important to us is to make sure, A, we have a quality solution, we have proven capabilities with a track record of customers using the technology, but enough variety to give our partners choice based on what they're looking to do with the customer. And the nice thing is, as you look to, if you haven't established a PoE strategy, it's you have a company committed to your success. So not only do we have great technology, we realized it's important for us to have a great program that we make investments in our partner success. And we call it the ACE Accelerator program. And it stands for helping you accelerate in revenues and margins, collapse sales planning and deployment cycles, eliminate infrastructure barriers and competitive pressures. And we have 3 legs to the program. We have demo, technical and sales tools. We have first customer discount strategies, as well as reference accounts and price protection on opportunities. And really what's important to our success and your success is understanding that we need to engage quickly with customers as they look to modernize to IP. Because the first step of any modernization is understanding what is your PoE backbone. And if an integrator, a partner of ours, is waiting for the customer to come to them to talk about an IP-based solution, it may be too late, because the customers already has thought about the network requirements, and there's a high probability that that network provider is already talking to them about an IP security strategy that they'd like to offer to that customer. So what's critically important is that our partners understand that they need to engage with customers now. They need to go to them. I know you're not, if they haven't modernized to IP, is to say, I know you haven't started your IP modernization, but I know the first step is a PoE network backbone to connect that endpoint, and I have a strategy that is better for you. And go in and talk to them about the PoE strategy so that it puts our partners front and center. And we are able to, through our sales tools, be able to show you how to differentiate yourself. So we created a program to drive that behavior, to get engaged early. And it starts with registration discounts, where it's up to 20% price advantage over the competition. One thing that many of our partners have said to us is that they do all the work to introduce technology to customers. They do proof of concepts, and then the customer is able to go and Google the product and find it at a price point that is more attractive than our partner is able to do. So what we wanted to do was to protect those partners that are committed to us by providing them a significant price advantage of up to 20%. Over their competition. So this allows them to have the sufficient margin on the solution, but know that their competition will not be able to compete from a pricing perspective as well. In addition to project registrations, we also have what we call the Quick Start Success Program. That is for any branch that is committed to a strategy of introducing our PoE to their customer base and onboarding us as a vendor. We are committed to that branch's success, where we are providing additional 60% discounts on demo units, as well as first customer discounts of 30% if you agree with the Quick Start program. And I'll show you how that, in essence, funds your demo investment. Technical certification, as well as training and marketing support. We also have warranty coverage promotions that are available to our partners that allow you to offer extended warranties at no additional cost as well as the leads in which we create will go to our ACE branch partners and certified partners as well. Now, one of the things that we've done for our PSA members and our relationship with PSA is that we've provided the highest level of discount on all opportunities. So as you can see, our typical discounts for project registration is dependent on the size of the opportunity. The first level is 10,000 at list, 50,000, 100,000, and depending if our solution was specified in a project introduced to the customer early on and the size of the project, there's a different discount level available. As you can see, level 1, the maximum discount is 8%. But in the case of our PSA partners. The discount on every opportunity over 10,000 at list, which is around, works out to about 6,000 your purchase price of our product, is a 20% additional discount. So you get the highest level of discount regardless of size of opportunity and regardless of if the opportunity was specified. Now, what's really important is that you understand that that discount is provided to the first entity to register a given opportunity with us. It wouldn't be fair to you, as well as any other partner, if we're providing that discount on a given opportunity to everybody. Then it doesn't necessarily provide the kind of incentive to that partner who's done all the work. So it's important to realize that the opportunities need to be registered with us, and the registration process is very simple. It's basically engage and qualify user. Registration is online. It's a simple process. You'll get confirmation and a code to use with PSA when making your purchase, and you'll leverage our team to help you win the opportunity. And basically, when you go to apply your purchase, you simply provide that code, and that entitles you to the additional 20% of savings on products, NVT products in which you purchased. So that is the project registration opportunity. In addition, to give you an example, actually, this is an example of a good size opportunity. Let's say it's this example, to make it simple, is 336 ports of the Clear product, where you would require 14 switches and 168 of the EC-Link adapters, where without any discounts, so the competitors would be looking typically at a purchase price around $79,800 for that product. But because of the 20% registration discount, your price would be $63,840 roughly for that same product. So that's a $15,000, almost $16,000 savings to you, which again provides you the opportunity to provide yourself with a decent margin without a lot of competitive pricing risk as well. In addition, we talked about the Quick Start program. Again, we have the demo offer, and the reason we're having the demo offer where we're making an investment of additional 60% in savings is because we know when our partners do proof of concepts with customers, it really blows them away in the sense of what they're able to do, especially in the physical security, because again, for example, if you had a customer with a coax infrastructure and an analog camera and you wanted to demonstrate the capabilities of a new IP solution, you have to get the IT department involved in the whole process of identifying, ensuring QoS, VLANing the endpoints out before you can even trial a single solution in the real environment. But with our products and our solution, you can go to every customer and say, you know what, I'm not going to disrupt the IT department or your network. We are going to leverage the existing coax, deploy an endpoint, connect it back to the IP application in your real environment and show you how it works. That's how we won the White House, NASA, State Department, Il Cortez, Mexican government that did 8,000 cameras. We all won those opportunities with our partner doing a proof of concept solution. So that's why we're making that investment in a demo discount. We also have 30% discount off the first purchase price. So what that allows you to do is to actually take the additional savings on the first project and help fund the purchase of your demo unit. And I'll give you an example here. So let's say this is a 30 port opportunity where you're going to take advantage of the EZ10 solution. You're looking at a purchase price without discounts of $5,565 with no demo unit purchased. That's just the product. Below shows the additional 30% and the 60% on the demo unit. So as you can see, the investment we're making in your success equates to $1,677, of which you've purchased the demo unit and you had an additional $1,101, which you could offer as additional savings to the customer if they are willing to be a reference for you. And we will love to write a white paper about that success and highlight you and your organization within your marketplace as well. So as you can see, the demo and first customer discounts are funded by additional investments we're willing to make in your success through additional discounts. So this is an important part of our strategy as well. We have the maintenance. We talked about maintenance and warranty promotions, where on our managed switches, because of the manageability of the switches, we're offering additional 2 years of coverage at no cost. Our unmanaged come with a 5%, five-year warranty, and there's an additional 50% discount for the additional warranty if they want to go beyond the 5 years as well. The important thing is to realize that having a PoE strategy can definitely help you accelerate your business. And our guarantee is if you take advantage of the ACE branch program and you commit to us and allow us to work with your team, if we are not able to at least do 6 opportunities over the next 12 months, we'll buy back that demo unit from you because we know the success we have with partners when they commit to us. So this gives you an example of the kind of additional revenue that we could help you drive. Assuming that if you average out 50 endpoints on 6 opportunities, that's $250,000 of additional revenue, $60,000 of our product and additional $195,000 of the solution that we're enabling. So the larger the average size deal, the more revenue we can drive. So in essence, to get started with us is make a commitment to our ACE program, understand a bit better our capabilities, the differentiators of our managed switches in the market and how to position it. And to register for the ACE branch program online, there's a very simple process where you register online and then our team will get back to you with the onboarding process and start doing the training and start to engage with customers. Again, if you do have projects, make sure to register them quickly so that we can provide you the price protection that you deserve. Now, we do have a team that's committed in North America to your success. This is it's headed by Richard Kaslak in North America. Again, if you go to our website, you'll see it at /sales-support. You'll see the names of the teams. There's also a geographic map to identify exactly which states each of these individuals are covering. So this team is committed to onboarding the PSA partners as ACE branch partners, and I'll leave it at that. Thank you for your time.
Great, John. I did have a couple of questions that came in. First off, I know you touched on this a little, but what makes NVT Phybridge different from its competitors?
Well, I think what's different than our competitors around long reach solutions is, firstly, the fact that we are the innovators, the first company to do a single pair managed switch, first company to do an Ethernet over coax managed switch. So really, we have a 10-year history of dealing with customers, introducing long-reach PoE solutions, dealing with different environments and customer situations, and having the level of success that our partners and ourselves have had, combined with the fact that we have a complete family of managed, unmanaged, and single port solutions, whether it's coax, multi-pair, or single pair, all wrapped out from a single provider. Again, there's no one in the marketplace that does that.
Great. Next question. Which industries are best suited for your technology and why?
the industries, obviously, when you think logically, those industries that have mass space in which to cover, where long reach is an important consideration, and or those businesses that have complexity around connecting new IP endpoints, whether it's an existing building. So the verticals, the obvious verticals are government, their healthcare, their education, their hospitality, their big box retailers, their prisons, their things like the cruise line industry. We're doing a lot of cruise ships because you can imagine that modernizing to an IP within a cruise ship could be incredibly costly. So we're doing a lot of cruise industry as well. Those would be the biggest verticals that make sense for us.
Interesting. Okay, one more question that I have here. The modern LAN principles seem to focus on upgrading from legacy systems to IP. Do the same principles apply to a new installation?
Yes, the modern LAN principles definitely apply to new installations because as customers look to move to IP, the first principle of the modern LAN is start with the endpoint. What is the endpoint requirements, and what is the impact of that endpoint and that application on my network, and making sure you understand the needs of that solution not only today but into the future. Then designing your network accordingly. So again, we have depending on what infrastructure is right for the customer, whether it's coax, multi-pair, or single-pair UTP, we could allow them to create a new infrastructure to extend Ethernet reach. Give you an example, we did the Kansai airport in Japan, where they deployed people tracking sensors within their airport environment. And as you can imagine, the vast space that they needed to cover would have resulted in many IDF closets. They used our flex switch, deployed new Cat5 cabling, but were able to do 2,000-foot runs, eliminating a lot of that need for IDF closets. So yes, it definitely applies to new environments as well.
Excellent. Well, that looks like that is all of the questions that we have for today. If you'd like to review this presentation again or would like to pass it along, we'll have a recorded version of it posted soon. You can find it by visiting psaeducation.com or psasecurity.com. Thank you very much to John Crochet. John's contact information is posted here for questions after today's presentation. Please visit our website. It's psaeducation.com to be sure that you're leveraging all that PSA Security Network has to offer. Our education page, you can access our future webinar events, this recording, educational offerings, and business solutions. This will conclude today's presentation. I hope everybody has a wonderful day.